Okay. Welcome back. So, first of all, as you can see, I have this fucking webcam. Hello. And thank you, Jerry and Derek, and everyone who was watching the stream at Jerry's channel yesterday. Was very fun. We were sitting for like 4.5 hours or something. So, yeah. And you guys watching now, you have to check out their channels. It's Jerry. His channel is When the Buildings Cried. And it's Derek. His channel is Spartan Red. The links will be down below in the description box. So yeah, I have been collecting, as you can see, pictures here, like I do in all of my videos, to show you the more evidence of the fucking X Factor event and the Meltdown, and possibly the event that wiped out all of Tartaria, or 99% of it. And we were all fooled to believe like we are walking on like the continents and all that shit. We are fooled to believe they are mountains and shit. But it's all just melted buildings, okay? And I think many of you watching already have realized that and accepted that. But there is still a lot of motherfuckers who don't, and that's why we have to keep making videos and share the word with people, so more people can open their eyes and find the truth with us, the quest for truth, because that's all that counts, all that matters. That's all we need to know. So yeah, let's just get started here. So this is part of a melted building, and you can see the lines here, what used to be brick lines, but it's all melted into like, looks like fucking caramel here almost, like in the color and how it's just melted, pancake brick lines and all that shit. But you can see if this was all melted and viscous and shit, how this shit just hardened up mid-air without fucking falling down first. So it shows many places and a lot of evidence in the rock curtains and all that shit, where things just hardened mid-air. Like this shit also. This was like melted. Shouldn't this like start to bend down here or fall down, collapse? But it didn't, so it's fucking weird. And here is more melted buildings with a man here who looks like he's fucking fishing. Here is the fishing pole. And here you see all melted buildings. In the background it looks like openings here, and up there. Maybe this was a building, this was a building, and this was a building. And what you clearly can notice is the red color here. And that's not blood, okay? To me it looks like all the carbon-14, the red color, has been like squeezed out and gathered around here on the outside. Very concentrated, very strong red color here. So this is like because you can see the rock formations here, it has no red left, it's cooked out, and here you can see it. So I don't know what the official narrative is by the retards, but they probably say it's fucking blood or paint or something. But it's not. So yes, here you see, to me it looks like those towers you see all around on the Tartarian buildings, the castles and shit. And this is like the rooftops, towers to the domes. All of those have the same goddamn shape. And here you can see an opening into this shit, which we are told they carved in and lived inside here, but it's a melted building. Here it looks like it got dustified down here at the ground, liquid building. And imagine how tall this shit was and how far down did the buildings go. If the real ground level is the ocean floor, just imagine how fucking big the old world was, how big the constructions was and the creatures. So here is another one of those rocks they call elephant rock or something like that. But it's just a melted fucking building, okay? It maybe it looks kind of like it's one of those towers, like this is the top, was like this, but it bent here or something, and it tilted down to the side like this, and then it hardened up. I don't know, just a theory. Or it was like it's missing here. Maybe this was a part of it, and this is the arch, some arch or something. Who the fuck knows? But it's just a part of a melted building. You can still see a slightly red color here. More like, yeah, purple, red. And up here. And the background also is a melted building. Here it's dustified, fucked up. And here you see the lines here and how all the color got cooked out. This is all gray now, like rock gray. And you can see it wants to go to the turn. This shit is more block lines, and all this shit wants to go blocky after a while of the heat. A lot of heat exposure turn this shit into blocks, just like the pyramids. Here you can see kind of the same thing, how these lines here is very thin, and then you go up and you get these thick ones here. And you can also see like it looks like it's going about there, how this shit wants to go into blocks and shit. And also notice the angle here of the brick lines. Pretty weird, all twisted and fucked up. It's supposed to be like horizontal, like the water here. Oh, there is a guy. Horizontal like the water, but it's not anymore. It's all destroyed. No carbon 14 left, no color here. All a melted building. See the pattern here, A-frames in the hole. Looks like might have been an opening here that somehow survived. A tower here, maybe this was the dome. All a building. And here is the same shit. You see how the brick lines goes like this, like zigzag. Ain't that fucked up? They're supposed to be like horizontal like this, but they go like this. So this one got pretty twisted and fucked up, collapsed onto itself or something, and dustified ground here, so it was a liquid ground. Here is another one of those, which is not Titan erections, okay? This is like towers. This is the towers to the domes again on the top. Probably was full of antiquitech, free energy. Yeah, you see all the towers here. And the background also is all a melted building. You can still see the brick lines here. Horizontal lines. These ones. So yeah, all this in this picture used to be red bricks. Hold on, I need to draw. Can you see those popcorn blocks here? How they just popped out from the wall. And you can see how some of them turned into pretty big blocks here. Look at this. And here you have more blocks, just a little smaller. And more blocks at the top, even smaller. All this shit used to be red bricks. Here you have blocks. More blocks. Look at this one. Can still see the red color. That all this was red bricks. Look at this. Okay, we scroll. This was a building. Now it's not anymore. This is the dome. Some kind of a tower maybe, who knows. Yeah, this is interesting. This is, you see the brick lines here. And down there. And there is an opening. But just look at the shape or pattern here. Like all this shit looks like it was all viscous liquid, and it was pouring downwards, and then it hardened up and became solidified like mid-air, mid-stream or whatever I should say. All of this shit looks like some sticky mass just dripping down, and then it hardened up again. Very, very fast apparently. So yeah, all a melted building. Look at this. Mangled here. Rocks. On the right side here. All fucked up. Old Tartarian building. And what you notice is all these blocks here at the bottom. Ain't that weird? Why would you build like this instead of just using the red bricks all the fucking way? Because that's what they did. But X Factor, the heat came from the bottom here, mostly up to this line I have drawn, and cooked it all into these fucking blocks here. That's what happened with this fucking X Factor event. So it looks like they have carved perfect blocks, fit them together, and then they put bricks on top, but that's not what happened. It's all heat damaged. All these blocks here was not built. It was not built with these fucking blocks. All was red bricks. Look what happened to the goddamn bricks here. How fucked up they got, melted. And how it turned it all into bigger blocks and stones. See the red brick, look down here. Stones. All this will cook together and form blocks. Look at all the mortar coming out here. That's a mangled wall, bro. Holy fuck. Stones, blocks, all kinds of shit. Yeah, and here you see all the red bricks. I will zoom in here. I want to draw. So yeah, you see all the red bricks, and in the background you see they're all fucking big blocks here. All these blocks. And this place here, you can see all the carbon 14, the red color, is no longer inside the blocks or stones. So they turned white. And yeah, all this was built by red bricks. Now it's red blocks. So all this was the same. So for some fucking reason, this building here, this part of the building, got hotter than this in the foreground. It's very weird how selective that shit is. Look at these white blocks here. And the red blocks. Here it got cooked, lost its color. Very selective fucking event. Got some blocks here. Yeah, look how this turned into stones, like concrete stones, it looks like. But you can still see some of the red brick here. And that's all the evidence we need to know that this wall, or whatever the fuck it is, was built by this goddamn bricks here. So this is all heat damaged. Look what happened to the goddamn brick here. Look at this. It was perfect brick and now it's like all mangled. Like the shape has changed and all that, and they was like, the bricks were perfectly made. And now it looks like this. So that's heat damage. And here you see how some of them turned into bigger red blocks, stones. And you see the bricks here. This one looks pretty in good condition. Maybe the color has changed a little. But just look how those are more like thinner, more pancaked compared to this. It's supposed to be like this thick, and here they are much more slim. Look at all the concrete stones, mortar mixed, mangled, destroyed, melted. Stone formed here, more bricks. All heat damaged. And nobody would have built like this, with this stony concrete mess, and then put some damaged bricks in between here. Some fucking red goddamn blocks here. Originally it was all red bricks, and I have shown you before, and I think you can see it. If you can't see it, then you have to keep watching my videos, Jerry's videos and Derek's videos, until you can see this, because it's very important. So look at this one. Look how fucking blocky that got. Fuck, can't draw. Look at that shit. All this turned into stones. This was all red bricks. Look in the background. Is that like... Did they use this as a staircase? Or is it just popcorn blocks? I don't know. But it was all red bricks. And here I took this just to show you the trees, how they can grow on top of these ruins. And I don't know how trees managed to handle this event, because I imagine they could have been very hot and a lot of fire and all that shit. So wouldn't trees, like most of the trees, burn and get destroyed? killed. I imagine so. So if someone can date this tree, like they can track back in time, maybe they can figure out when this shit happened. Because this looks like a fucking old tree to me. But also the event, to me, it also looks like it didn't happen that long ago, because you still have like the fucking volcanoes and the lava and shit underground. Shit is still hot underground. So how long can that shit stay hot? That's what I wanna know. Maybe this just happened a few hundred years ago, for all we know. Who the fuck knows? So here you can see one of those, the remains of a upgraded concrete mold that they used on the outside of the bricks to make the exterior finish look different than just red bricks. They used this over windows and on the top of the walls and pretty much all around where they wanted. So this is very good evidence that here you can still see bricks. But on top here and down below, it's all melted into this stones / blocks. And this used to be a building, and you can see those, which could have been windows, and this could have been a big arch, damaged of course, and it could have been like building on top here, on top of the arch, so you could like be inside this building here, but it all melted and got fucked up, and now it looks like this, and you can't recognize it as being a building, but you can still see some openings and shit. Here you can see all the red color, the carbon-14 being squeezed out. And you see bricks and yeah, you know what you see here, so I'm not going to explain too much on this. And here you see how these brick lines, this is more brick lines here, they turn into block lines, and they want to turn into big fucking blocks, just like the pyramids. So it looks like they are like forming after some heat field or whatever from the event. When all this is viscous, the heat field will like cut it into blocks. Then it will cook it and cook it to hell, and it will turn into fucking sand, which is dust. It's the final stage. From red bricks to stones to blocks to fucking mud and dust and all that shit. Here you can see what could have been a window, because this building is of course going much further down. Imagine if the ocean is the real ground level, how far down does these buildings go? All the way down? So yeah, more melted buildings. I found this interesting because you can see like here is the eye and the nose. Is this the eyebrow? Who the fuck knows? I will show you another angle later. Next picture or something. Here's the teeth. So this is like some kind of creature, and mouth here is like the opening, the entrance. So look how destroyed this shit is. All this melted shit. Look at the pattern here. Looks like a lightning strike. Some lines here. This could have been windows, openings. All destroyed. Here is it again, slightly different angle. And is it like a frog, or what the fuck is this supposed to be? I don't know. But you can see the melting. It was all bricks. And here they turn into blocks, red blocks. But you can recognize them as being bricks. Look at these blocks. Look at this perfect block back here. Damn. A hole. Yeah, and here you can see the steps and shit. All this was red bricks. But it melted all together, and now it looks like this was a mountain and they carved the steps out from the mountain. But that's not what they did at all. It was all red bricks. All this shit was buildings. Look at the openings here. You can see the door. Here, maybe a window there. Another opening. And up here, same shit. And you can see brick lines. And here is some. So all this destroyed buildings. Here is more openings and this. Shit. Holes. Yeah. Go on. And here you see a pocket of survival here. And if you got the eyes, you can recognize the bricks. And the building on top got all fucking blasted to shit. Here you can see brick lines all over the place, creating melting on top of itself, creating rock curtains here. And here you can see like a compass, north, east, south, west. So I just found that interesting. Yeah, I'll go to the next picture. Fuck. Here, same place, just a slightly different angle. And can you see the pancaked squeezed bricks here? How it got melted into one piece above. All this shit turned into more red blocks, looks like. All destroyed, heat damaged. And here you see a very big rock curtain. How this shit was viscous and falling down, pouring down on top of itself. And then it hardened up very fast before it like closed this whole thing, closed it off. And here you can see what used to be red bricks turned into red stones and blocks. Some remains here, and nobody built like this. Okay, see the ground here, how it's pouring down, the waves of melting. And like the opening here, you have to crawl inside, and you can't even stand upright because there is too little room here. This one too, like, why the fuck would you build this shit? You wouldn't, okay? This is just like some of it that managed to survive. Or it's totally fucked up and destroyed, but you can still recognize it as being red bricks. And here the same, this shit, blocks here, stones and blocks, looks like a doorway, brick lines. And just look how it looks like fucking ice cream here. Look at the melting here. Please just open your eyes and see this shit. Can't unsee it. Brick lines, blocks, brick lines, melting. Same thing. All these bricks turned into blocks, stones, all red. Rock curtain here. Got all mangled at the top. And look at the ground here. How it's melting down towards the left. The waves here. Look at the waves melting, brick flood. Big fucking rock here. This all was red bricks. Look at the blocks. Yeah, look at this shit. See how it's like fucking 90 degrees angle here? That's fucking weird. All these brick lines and block lines here. Very pancake, thin ones. Thicker one here, the one he is walking on. Just look at this shit. It's supposed to be all horizontal, like horizontal, and now it got this 290 degrees angles here. Must have been pretty hot, all flexible, and twisted it all into this shit. And here you see same thing. See how the brick lines goes like this. Must have happened the same shit here to create this angle. Must have collapsed onto itself and shit. Just look at the destruction. It's fucking insane. All this was horizontal, perfect red bricks, and now it looks like this. And this was interesting. Here you can see one arch. And for some goddamn reason, all the bricks here, they are destroyed, turned into blocks and stones, but you can recognize them as bricks, and they fucking survived. So this side melted into this mess, this side into this mess, but those fucking bricks here, this wall, kind of, you can still recognize it as being bricks. So that's very good evidence. Very good. Please don't say it. It's not a goddamn elephant, okay? It's a fucking building. Here is the brick lines all over it. Very clear. This was an arch. This could have been an arch, just melted more than this, deformed. It's not a goddamn elephant, it's a goddamn building. It's a fucking building. Look at this shit. Look at the fucking brick lines here. Here it's going into thick block lines up here. And here brick lines. Not a fucking elephant. And here, all you see in this picture, all these buildings, all these walls, this and the mountains, used to be red bricks, but now it's not anymore. Now it's like stones and blocks. So this place got hit hard, but still get pockets of survival. All this was built by the Tartarians, this one too, and this in the background. Imagine the size of these goddamn things before they melted. How big some of the people and creatures had to be to fill up these buildings. So here is another building, and you can still see some of those that might have been windows all over the goddamn place here. Just look at this, all over it. And brick lines here. Same place, just further away, and you can see, look at the angle here of the brick flood. How this all shit came from above, part of this building or the neighbor building. And you get all this fucking openings here. So like, why would someone come up here, carve out a little hole, many holes, and then nothing more? You can't even go inside these goddamn holes because it's all melted inside. The rooms collapsed. So yeah, all these fucking windows. Here are some fucking brick lines. More windows here. I assume they are windows. So it looks like it. A row of windows just mangled, waved and shit. But they used to like to look out at the beautiful buildings they had made. So here also is one up there. All destroyed building. Look at the red color and of course the brick lines. I will draw here. Look how it broke here. Like bent and created a crack almost here. And some of this wants to go into block lines here. Some of those thick ones. And just look how this shit just slide out like this. So yeah, this is a destroyed building, and you can recognize the brick lines and the red color. So you already know what this shit is. I don't have to explain it so deeply anymore. But if you're new to the channel, check out my older videos and check out Jerry's channel and Derek's channel. Links down below. So all this shit was buildings, the background here, mountains, and this window frame. What you see is rocks, but what you also see is here, red bricks on the right and up here at the top. So that's all the evidence we need, because of course if you built this shit, you would just use perfect bricks all around, because they have the same goddamn size and shape, so it's a lot easier also. And it looks nicer, it's more stable, and there is no disadvantage to build with red bricks. You wouldn't build like fucking this ugly ass stones. Just look, it looks fucking horrible. It's like I wanna puke when I see this. Because it was all perfect red bricks at one point. I don't know about this one. You see like how this is all blocks. I don't know if it's even real picture. How this is melted and you still get opening, but it looks like this shit is like from 3 places. I just took it with me in a hurry, but you can see like it looks pasted in here on top. So it's like 3 separate pieces. So forget about this picture. Here you see all this dustified shit, all these stones, blocks, and here you see a pile of red bricks. And up here you see how they are turned into grey stones, but you still see bricks, red bricks here. So this is a very good evidence. Here is more red. Look at all the bricks. All these fucking bricks here. How this... look how fucking destroyed it is. It's like just a wall and a small tower left. That's all. These buildings were fucking huge. Now it's nothing left here. All blasted into shit. Looks like it was bombed also. And melted. Look at the pile of sand here, stones. Oh, sorry. Look at the crack here, and bricks. How they looks about. They are about to start melting properly, because they had all was perfect bricks. You know, they were smooth on the surface and. Look at the color, the scorching here. All this shit, heat damage. Yeah, look at this motherfucker. Look at this fucking brick here. Look at the fucking shape here. And this. how it's like fucking bent. Look at this fucker here. God damn. This is totally mangled. All fucking destroyed. Why are those placed this way? Did they like twist, flip around? Jesus. Look at the wave. Holy fuck. This got fucked up. This was perfect bricks and now it's... Look here. Swollen here. Melted. Scorched. Holy fuck, this is damaged. This is good evidence. Heat. And here, see the same shit. Look how destroyed this fucking bricks is. All this heat damaged. This one looks pretty nice. This is like how a brick is supposed to look like. All sharp, nice edges and smooth on the surface. And now you get this shit. All these weird shapes and angles and... Yeah, this is all fucking heat damaged. And this shit, holy damn. Look at this goddamn... how this shit... Looks like this shit just expanded and pushed this up. So you get this wave here. All this shit melting together here into a soup. Churning. Yeah, just look at the damage. I hope you can fucking see this shit, because this is very good fucking evidence. So yeah, that was all the pictures. So I hope you learned something and enjoyed the goddamn video, and please subscribe, hit the bell and share if you got an open-minded friend who maybe wants to see the world in a different way. Please share it. Thank you for watching. Sub, like, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.